all started like any normal Minecraft playthrough, except a little bit better. Spawning on a huge plains biome, seeing the beautiful sunrise, running around the peaceful hills, and almost forgetting to mark your spawn chunks. Oops, my bad. Anyways, eventually, after the early mistakes, everything started to work out. The plains were full of animals, and I got wood from the few trees that were scattered around. I didn't really find big caves, but after some running around, I settled on some stone next to a little underwater cave. With the stone, I made a furnace and a sword, and then my food problem was solved. Now the only thing standing between me and surviving my first ever day of hardcore Minecraft was that the night was already approaching at a terrifying speed. I had not found a village yet, and I didn't want to risk staying outside the whole night, so I only had one option left. Sorry, sheep. And so I had survived the first day, but where the first day ends, this story is only about to begin. On the morning of the second day, I managed to find a village, which would be my home for the time being. I loaded chests and collected hay bales to get some food. Then something caught my eye. I saw a little brown cat running around the village, so I instantly took all my leftover fish and ran after it. And logically, the cat ran away. And when I caught it, I didn't have enough fish, but I refused to give up. And after some struggles and impatient running, I managed to get my first friend in this world. I left the cat on a villager house to make sure it's safe, and then I started focusing on my own safety. You see, I had nothing more than a few stone tools yet, so it was time to find iron and gear up. The problem is, caves are a little tiny bit dangerous, and as much as the 1.19 caves are cool, they are extremely difficult to spawn proof, and it's scary. So I had a better plan. As you know, the only hostile mob that spawns underwater outside of ocean environments, of course, is drowned. Well, unlike in Bedrock Edition, in Java, drowns are literally the weakest mobs you can ever find. They make a lot of noise, so they are easy to spot. They are very slow and honestly just very easy to fight against. Unless they have a trident, of course. And if you use doors to make easy air pockets, underwater caves are literally the safest way to mine. And so I explored some of the underwater caves near me and got a lot of iron, and soon I had full iron armor. But most importantly, I had a lot of iron axes. As much as mining the iron had been easy and safe, getting diamonds the same way would be a lot more difficult, since most of the water caves don't go that deep. But do you know that there is a way to get diamond armor and tools without ever mining a single diamond ore? If you get a fully leveled up toolsmith and armorer, they will sell diamond gear. And when you get used to how villagers work, it'll be very easy and simple to trade with them. Also for all the people who get sad after losing all your stuff in normal survival, villagers offer a very easy way and fast way to get your gear back only in a few minutes. So you should definitely try this out if you haven't. The first thing that we need to do, if we want to create capitalism in Minecraft, is getting something that we can sell. And my favorite thing to use for this is wood. So after getting a Fletcher, I went to a nearby forest and started farming the oak trees. Soon I also luckily managed to find a spruce forest. I quickly grabbed some of the saplings to start growing the big spruce trees in my base. Farming the big spruce trees is probably the fastest way to get wood manually, so getting access to them was a huge thing. I made a temporary wood farm that would be used for the time being and got to work, Leveling up the villagers would take a lot of emeralds, and that means I have to break thousands of logs. And I think all of us know where this is going. Enough speaking, let the time lapse begin. After multiple hours of grinding, I had safely acquired diamond armor and tools. That was the first time when I actually felt like I'd be strong enough to survive. And with that confidence, I decided to go on an adventure. I wanted to explore the spruce forest that I had found earlier, and it definitely was not a disappointment. I found a massive cave entrance, but before going in, I needed to go back and get a bow and some arrows. Eventually I got back, and I was ready to face the danger. Slowly and carefully I made my way down the cave, and sniped monsters with my bow from far away. Luckily, the cave was mostly a lost cave, so all the glowberries lit up the area and made it much safer. I was still being extremely careful with every step and mining all the ores I could find, but also started to kind of enjoy this little adventure. The last cave was absolutely amazing. I found so many beautiful lakes and peaceful corners. There wasn't many hostile mobs around, so I got to focus on exploring instead of fighting. I didn't manage to find any diamonds, and eventually I had to leave the cave. For now. The adventuring wasn't over yet. I had a little idea of what I wanted to build in the village, and mossy cobblestone would work perfectly with that. So I made a little trip to a mega taiga and enjoyed the beautiful road terrain once again, while getting the materials that I needed. When I returned, I started thinking about how sad it is to return to a place that I can't even call home yet. How empty does it feel to have full diamond armor, yet I still sleep outside? It was time to finally start doing something that I had been delaying for way too long. It was time to make this village into a real home. I had a little plan for what I want to do in this area. The unique mix of the river and the village had given me an idea of a little town next to an ocean with ships and docks and stone pathways. It's kind of hard to explain, but trust me, it'll look absolutely amazing once I start building the village houses. Another cool plan for this place is to take advantage of the village being located very very close to my spawn chunks. That means that most of my farms are gonna be built quite nearby. But now the main thing was making a house for myself. I wanted it to be right next to the river that leads to the ocean and follow the coastline for a little bit. First I built a little dock to work as a pathway, and then I started working on the staircase of the main entrance. I didn't have a good plan for this house, and I was mostly just throwing stuff wherever it looked good. So most of the building process was just trial and error. Eventually the staircase started to look very nice, but then I ran out of time, so you will unfortunately have to wait until the next episode to see what my starter house will look like.